Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a video on the Losey channel, and today we are back with a video. But before we get into the channel, please remember you like, subscribe with the notification bell turned on, and leave a comment to let me know you've done so. As you've seen in the title, we are reacting to the Premier League predictions for game week 1. If you don't want any spoilers and you haven't seen the first episode, press the I button up there. That will take you directly to the video so you can see the prediction from game week 1. But before we react to that and predict game week 2, I've just got to let you know how the point system works. For every correct score I get, it's 3 points. For every correct result I get, it's 1 point. And for if I say the team's going to win and the draw or lose, it's 4 points to the viewer. This will be in 38 game weeks, and at the end, the winner gets a prize. So if you win, you get a prize. If I win, then happy days. I keep my money. But yeah, let's just quickly rattle through the predictions. So, Man United versus Fulham ended 1-0. I predicted 2-1 to Manchester United, so that's straight away a point to me. Next up, it was Ipswich versus Liverpool. It finished 2-0 Liverpool. I predicted 3-1 Ipswich. That's 2 points to me now. Moving on to Arsenal versus Wolves. I'm on a roll. I predicted 2-0. It finished 2-0. That's 3 points to me. That puts me on 5 points. And then we went to Everton versus Brighton. I said a boring 1-1 draw. That's 4 points to the viewers. It's sitting at 5-4 currently. And then we went to Newcastle versus Southampton. I said 2-0. It finished 1-0. That gives me another point. That is 6-4 to me. And then it was West Ham versus Aston Villa. I predicted 2-1 to Aston Villa. And it finished 2-1. That's another 3 points to me. That puts me on 9 points. And then after that, it was Brentford versus Palace. I said it would be 2-0 Brentford. It ended 2-1 Brentford. That puts me on 10 points and the viewers on 4. Going on to Manchester City versus Chelsea. I predicted 4-1 City. It finished 2-0 City. So that puts me on, like 11 points. And then the last one, Monday Night Football, I said it would be 3-2 Spurs. It finished 1-1. That's 4 points to the viewers. So let me just do a quick working out of what has happened here, and I'll be back with you in a moment. And just like that, the scores are in. So Kieran, 11 points. The viewers sit on 8. So the game's wide open, especially with some of the games that are happening this week, because there could be some tough predictions, because I'm going to go bold this week. And I'm actually going to predict what I think. But let's move on to game week 2's predictions. So then, we are starting with the 12 game on Saturday. It's Brighton and Hove Albion versus Manchester United. Ooh, this is a good game now, because I don't think Man U looked the best. And it's Brighton's first home game under the new manager. What's going to happen? I'm going to say Brighton and Hove Albion 3, Manchester United 1. I'm going bold. I've told you I could go horrifically wrong, but I don't care. I'm going for it. Brighton looked amazing against Everton in the second half, or after 30 minutes. So I'm going to stick with 3-1 to Brighton. Moving on next, it's Crystal Palace versus West Ham at Selhurst Park. I think this is a good game. I think this is a hard one to predict. I think a lot of people will go for Palace, but I also think a lot of people can go for West Ham because of West Ham's new signings. This is the one that's puzzled us the most, to be honest with you. I'm going to say 2-2 draw. Sorry to be boring, I know. I'm going with a 2-2 draw. I just think it'll be... I don't know, I just think it's going to be a draw. I could be horrifically wrong. I want to go West Ham. I also want to go Palace. That's why I'm going with the draw. But moving on now, we go to Fulham versus Leicester at Craven Cottage. I'm going to say 2-1 Fulham. I think Fulham have enough to beat Leicester. I think Leicester were great in the second half against Tottenham. I think they really played well. But I'm just going to have to say 2-0. 2-0 or 2-1. I'm going to say 2-0. 2-0 Fulham. Next we go to Manchester City versus Ipswich at the Etihad. Ipswich fans, what a horrific start. Anfield. I mean, not Anfield. What am I talking about? Portman Road against Liverpool, and then Etihad against Manchester City. What to go with? think I'm going to say Manchester City 3. Yeah, Manchester City 3, Ipswich 0. Sorry, Ipswich fans. I just think Man City, you know what they're like. They won the league the last 4 years in a row. Champions League winners. Best manager in the world in Pep Guardiola. 3-0 Manchester City. Moving on to Southampton versus Nottingham Forest at St Mary's now. Southampton, I mean, they played alright against Newcastle and my team. I mean, I think they wouldn't have played that well if Newcastle didn't have the red card, which was pathetic. Like, what a little freak Diaz is. That's just embarrassing, but it is what it is, I guess. I don't know who I think's going to win this. I'd really like Nottingham. I like Southampton as well. I do like Southampton. It's the first game back in the Premier League at St Mary's. But then you've got Gibbs White, Elanga, Chris Wood, who's on fire, Callum Hudson-Odoi. I'm going to say Southampton 2, Nottingham 1. Moving on next, we have Spurs versus Everton. I think I'm going to say Spurs 2, Everton 0. Next up, at 5:30 in Villa Park in Birmingham, it's Aston Villa versus Arsenal. What a fantastic game this is, by the way. I cannot wait to be watching this on Saturday night. I'm actually going to go with Aston Villa 1, Arsenal 2. So 2-1 to the Arsenal. I think this is Arsenal's year. I think they're going to have a really, really strong start of the season. And that's why I'm going to say 2-1 Arsenal. But moving on to the Sunday games. The first game at 2 o'clock. Well, there's 2 games at 2 o'clock. But the first game at 2 o'clock in my head is Bournemouth versus my team, Newcastle United Football Club. To be honest with you, I think Bournemouth are a great team. And we've struggled the last few times we've played Bournemouth. I'm going to say Bournemouth 2, Newcastle United 2. I think it's going to be a draw. I'd always back my team. I just think Bournemouth's a bit of a bogey game forward. But I hope we win. But who knows? But I'm going to say a 2-2 draw. Next up, it's Wolves versus Chelsea at the Molineux. I'm going to say Wolverhampton Wanderers 2, Chelsea 1. And moving on to the last game, it's Liverpool versus Brentford. I'm going to say Liverpool 4, Brentford 2 in a thriller. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please remember you like, subscribe and comment, and I will see you in the next one.